Hi guys, so tell me your names.
I'm Kaitlyn Brush.
I'm Caleb Brush.
Awesome. So you guys are siblings who are both doing Unbound. Who's older?
I'm older, but he often gets guessed as older because he's a lot taller.
Charity level also sort of shares sometimes.
Yeah. How old do people guess you are, Caleb?
Oh, I don't know, they don't come out and say. The question is how young do they think Kaitlyn is might be more to the point.
I have no idea.
I asked you guys both to pick something to put on the table, really just anything. Can you tell me about why you picked those items?
Yeah, so I feel like this requires a little bit of context. He sent us in a library with a bunch of weird stuff and goes to pick things. So this is not like the item I would pick to represent myself or my life. This is the best I had. It's worth clarifying. I picked the sailboat because I like boats and I like water. I don't actually do anything with sailboats, but I like canoes and we live on the river, so.
He builds canoes too, so.
They don't look like that.
Thankfully. I just went into the library and picked the coolest book I can find, and this is Robinson Crusoe. And I love adventure stories, and I like cool books that have nice covers.
Have you actually ever read Robinson Crusoe?
I think so.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like being in Unbound and also having your sibling in Unbound. You can talk to this.
Yeah, well, for me personally, it's fantastic because I didn't have to figure stuff out nearly as much as Kaitlyn did. I just sort of asked Kaitlyn, hey, what am I supposed to be doing, right now in this class, etc. And I have, an available source of information. So I think it's fantastic. I'm not sure if Kaitlyn would say the same thing, but that's definitely my perspective.
Yeah.
I'm used to being a guinea pig.
Yeah, well, both of us are, but you especially.
Let's be honest here, okay? So what's the challenge of doing Unbound with your brother or sister?
When Caleb is way better at a class than I was.
That's not true either, but if we were to look at the grades, Kaitlyn gets way better grades than I do in the same class, so that's sort of depressing too, so.
Yeah, but he also spends half the time on it and gets maybe 2 grade points below me. Which, when you're talking about the trade-off, in general, I would probably go with Caleb.
Yeah, but she's probably smarter now, so.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you guys are both also on the cabinet this year. Very cool. What is the cabinet?
So the cabinet is a team of 8 students, and together we plan Apex, which is the national student event that happens every year for October.
What is it like working with your sibling?
Again, sort of similar. I think it's fantastic. I mean, personally, I do not enjoy brainstorming virtually or even trying to get anything done virtually. So the fact that I have someone who, is working on the exact same thing as I am, has all the context for whatever project we're working on, and I can say, hey, Kaitlyn, not sure what to do about this. Give me some ideas on this. Or, theoretically speaking, if you were supposed to be writing an email or something, you ran out of time, your sibling would just sort of do it for you. That doesn't ever happen. That's just theoretically speaking, but that would be a perk if that did happen.
If that happened,
yeah,
would be
nice.
Yeah.
Not sure what the examples up here. Probably that's not really positive for Kaitlyn, but works pretty well for me.
Yeah, no, I would definitely second a lot of what you said. So I was on the cabinet last year without Caleb, and I definitely have enjoyed this year having somebody to brainstorm with in person. I think last year my family got a little bit sick of me talking about cabinet constantly and trying to verbally process things and brainstorm, and most of the rest of the family didn't care nearly as much about it as I did. And so it's been really neat having Caleb on the team this year. We do a lot more in-person brainstorming and verbally processing, talking things through, coming up with ideas. And Caleb and I have always played off of each other really well. And so that's fun and in context as well. It's just a lot of fun to work together.
The staff team got wind that you guys were doing an interview. So they wanted to ask you some pretty fun questions.
Definitely looking forward to this.
How separated or unseparated do you keep cabinet and non-cabinet life?
I don't know.
I mean, probably not that separated.
Right, but it's not a problem. I mean,
I think it would be different if it was work,
Right.
because this is just a 1-year commitment and it's something we're both super passionate about. And so I would say it does bleed over into a lot of personal conversations, but in a really fun way, in a way that we enjoy.
Do you have any sibling codes that you have to communicate to each other, especially during cabinet meetings?
Yeah, it's very secretive. It's called a phone and a text app. Yeah. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Yeah, this video isn't getting published if it's because
Yeah, we wouldn't want anybody to know
really
that.
can't.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
No other.
No more context.
We do sometimes text straight.
What would you say to someone who is, thinking about having their sibling unbound or does have their sibling in unbound?
I mean, I think it's a good idea. It's pretty cool to have some of the same overlapping friend circles that way because, Unbound is a community of really cool people. So it's neat if it can be, a shared community with other people in your family instead of just your own friend group all by yourself.
Kind of adding on to that, one tip that I might add is if you plan to go to live events with a sibling, don't expect to see them very often. Caleb and I are really close, but when we go to live events, we often end up in totally different parts of the event and we hardly ever see each other. And so it's kind of fun when we get home, we get to exchange stories and we know a lot of the same people, but we were often with them at different times and have different versions of stories or different sides of stories that are really funny to compare.
Yeah, that's very true. I've probably not seen you much in the last couple days. Come to think of
This is
it.
probably the most time we've
Yeah.
spent together the whole time that we've been at this live event.
Yeah, that is pretty true. So
Which is not because we don't like each other.
All right, well, I think that is it. That was fun and good, so yeah.
who would want to watch that?